Hi everybody, here we are once again. We're going to do a training today on the message center. So as simple as the message center is, there are a few little things that I want to point out. We want to make sure that every time you send over a message that it's successful. So if you'll go over along the top hand bar here along the end is messages. So go ahead and click down on that arrow. Right now you're going to go to new messages. This, you will click down the arrow at the top to decide where you're going to send your message. You can, these top little two cells are searchable. So if there's something in here, if you wanted to search for Wendy, go ahead and start typing my name in here. And you're going to click this little checkbox, and then you'll be sending it to me. I do like to point out that you can choose multiple receivers of this email if you would like to. It's kind of like Outlook. So go ahead here, you would fill out your subject line, you would fill out the body of your email. If you're sending an attachment, you go ahead and click over in your attachments. You're going to add a file. Once you choose a file to add, let's see. I'm going to set general user setups. You can see that my document is now in there. It's showing me the size of my document, but the status of it being uploaded is 0. So you'll notice once you put a document inside the attachments, the start upload will light up. So you're going to need to go ahead and click the start upload, and you'll see now that it changed over to 100% loaded, and then you'll send it. If you skip that step, it will still send your email, but it will have no attachment. So remember that one little step, that it will light up for you. You can choose to just send a message, a secured message, via the messaging center without an attachment. If you need to update an address, if you need to update a social, or maybe you got a new social that you didn't have prior, I would suggest sending it here through the secured site. And I'm going to go ahead and cancel because we don't need to do that. I'm going to go in, and then there's a manage messages. So I just wanted to show you a couple little things about managing your messages. Along the top here, you can see that there's a little drop down box. So you can see items that you've sent. You can see any new items. And then you have your inbox and then the all. If we go back to, let's look at my sent items. So some of us love to have all of our messages organized, so there are ways for those of us that like to do that, and I'm raising my hand because I'm definitely one of them, that you can kind of highlight the email that you would like to move. Right under the folders title, you're going to double click here, and you'll see this little drop down box comes up. So if you'll go ahead and click that drop down box, right now I have not created any, so I'll go down to new folder. I'm going to click that. Brings up a little box, and I'm just going to say this is just stuff for me to remember. So now I'm going to click OK, and now you can see that this email is going to be moved to my stuff folder. Okay, and you can do that with each one of these. Now that I've done that, I've created that folder. Now on the next one, I could right click and I can go down to send to folder, and now I have a stuff folder and I have the trash. So each time you create another folder, then the next messages you can just right click, go over to send a folder, and pick which one you would like to do that. And then once you go back down to this little drop down box up here, you'll see that now under my folders I have stuff. So that's a way to organize and clean up your emails if you're kind of like me and a little OCD and like to have them organized. Pretty much everything else in here works just like your regular Outlook. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to give me a call.